If you're a golf coach or facility owner, then you might be wondering, how can I make more money as a coach by making lesson packs or by just how can I charge more? Like, what can I charge? Well, I want to walk you through a simple step-by-step process for not only figuring out the best price to charge for your first lesson and any lesson rate, but then also how to package bundles and packages for students so that they can pick the right plan for them, and you can also, more importantly, guide them to pick the right plan for them, often based on the first lesson. So first of all, at stage one, the typical average, even across the entire state, entirety of the US, is typically 1 to 150 per hour. So, obviously there are some people charging 75, 80, 85, 90 an hour, or per lesson, but the average is 100 to 150. And obviously more experienced, the more value you're able to provide based on your experience and how much expertise you have as a coach, you can charge more and more. We've worked with people that charge 400 and 300 per lesson, so there isn't really a cap on how much you can charge per lesson. Obviously, once you go above like a few $100s, unless you're Tiger Woods or someone of that level, then you might want to start considering making a package out of that lesson. But in most cases, $100 to $150 for a lesson or for the hour is perfect to go from there. And the next question people typically ask is, well, where do I go from here? How do I start turning this into a package of some kind or creating packages? Well, what you want to do next is you want to think about how many lessons you need to give someone to get to wherever they want to get to. Like sometimes it might be they just need a few lessons to, fix their game a little bit, lower their handicap, whatever it might be. Some beginners that never picked up a club before need 20 or 30 or 40 lessons, an entire year of coaching from you. And that's when you pick, right, okay, so I'm going to have a beginner plan that's going to just be like 5 lessons, a little helping hand, a little fix. I'm going to have a 10 or 20 lesson bundle that's going to, help with the still people that, have done it before but need a little longer fix. And then you're going to have like a 6 month or year long plan that's going to be like 20 plus 30 lessons or so, that is like the transformation pack more than anything. And to know how much to price these, you're simply just going to add a package discount. So anywhere from like starting at least like a 10% discount for like 10 lessons. So if you charge 100 an hour and you're going to do 10 lessons, just do like a 10 or 20% discount, take $100 or $200 off. And obviously don't go too crazy, obviously still be able to make money per lesson. But if someone's paying for 10, 20, 30 lessons up front, instead of charging them 3,000 for 30 lessons, do 2,500, or, 2,750 or 2,800. Something where it's a good enough discount. They feel like they're getting good value for money, but still enough to actually help you pay the bills and help you grow the business if you want to and keep money in your pocket for that. And then, of course, one of the biggest things is the kind of branding and marketing behind the pack as well, because to be fair, there's no point in just calling this like the 10 lesson pack. A lot of the time, especially when you're trying to promote your packages to other students in the area, the name of the pack often helps with knowing what they need help with the most. Like often if you have a swing evaluation, but people don't feel like they need help with their swing, you might be naming it wrong. Now, of course, in most cases, people, the swing evaluation is probably the most important thing to name it. But a lot of the time, naming is as important as how many lessons they need, at least in terms of how it calls out the student and their current problem. So overall, you want to look at the lesson price, and this is in terms of how to actually price it accordingly. So if someone needs 10 lessons based on their situation or based on the average student you want to work with, like let's say not a beginner, but someone that's like beginner to intermediate, they need about 10 lessons or so to get into the area where I think they can excel by themselves at. You do $100 a lesson, times by the amount of lessons you want to give them, that's 10, so that's $1,000. And then you subtract the package discount, let's say 20%, so you're going to do basically $200 off $1,000 pack, so you're basically going to charge $800 for 10 lessons. And then you might name it something like the beginner's fixer plan, or whatever it might be, the beginner's transformation pack, or like in this case the game change plan for 850, right? And so that gives you an idea of exactly kind of how you can pack things appropriately based on whatever type of student you're typically trying to coach, or the ultimate type of deal that you're trying to package to be able to help the students you're trying to do. Because obviously, like in this case, $100 for a lesson, a quick fix plan, maybe like an expert or a close friend that you're just trying to help with their swing for a lesson, or maybe the swing fix plan that's 5 lessons for 450 or 400 in this case, or the game change plan for 10 lessons for 850 rather than $1,000, because also that the saving there kind of shows you kind of the value they're getting for the actual pack there. So take this into account and consider these as options for how you can package your lessons in the best way to get the best quality client and also help you make more money per student by knowing how to properly package and price and name your packages accordingly. So real quick, if you're a golf coach or facility owner based in the US, then I want to help you by providing you with a free 14-day trial to our marketing services for your coaching business. We help over 11 active coaches and facility owners consistently book in an extra 5 to 7 new students each week for their business and helping you sell longer-term coaching packages to highly qualified and more predictable students. So for more information and to book a free demo, go to golflessonsolutions.com, link in the description below. That's golflessonsolutions.com.